Good morning. I think we beat the Tailgaters. Soccer season in full effect. We're going to be a little bit earlier than usual in the next few weeks, possibly. See if we can get some late games, and then we can be back to the normal schedule. Somebody got the notification bell and jumped in the chat. I'm going to tie my shoes. I got to get my gear on and ready. Charlie's game, we're going to leave in about an hour for Charlie's game. So we had to be ready a little earlier than usual. Got two people in the chat. Clearly had that notification bell clicked. Thank you for coming. Three people. Woo. Okay, people are starting to show up. Got girls running around getting dressed. Charlie's brushing her hair right over there. Everybody's got a couple comic books to share. We are running ahead of schedule as usual. I'm putting on my fancy ref socks. Look how long that is. That's a sock. That is a legit sock. Mr. Miracle is in the chat. Good morning, Dave.
Hi.
Hi. Where are your books at? Are they way over there? They're on the other side of the room. New comic smell. Top of the morning. Chris Sherrick, good morning. So as I said, soccer season kind of makes everything get a little bit out of whack. So we're doing our best. We're going to just do one kid here, one kid there, back and forth. Kids take times. Kids take turns. You looking for something, Chuck? She can't find what she needs. I'm going to go first. It's an X-Men day for me. Read a lot of great X-Men this week. I picked for the thumbnail some of these Ed Piskor Grand Design books I think are really, really underrated. Not enough people talking about these. And so I went through and finally read up the last little few pieces of the three that I bought. These are the only three that I bought because I came to this idea a little bit late. Of course, I got the Punk Rock Rogue Storm, cover. Had to get that. Ooh, that is a bright light. Sorry about that, folks. There it is. A little better there. This is a really fun read. If you guys haven't seen Ed Piskor's Grand Design, I know that some people are like, well, I've already read those stories. Why do I want to read them again? The way he organizes it and the way he picks which parts of the story to tell and which parts of the story to move past is need that. I think it's a lot of fun. I want to get I want to say it's 6 or 8 issues long. Like he'll do like 2 issues together and then 2 issues together. So this was Extinction. I got both parts of Extinction. And I got one half of Second Genesis. Of course, I wanted the X-Men 94 storyline. Those are the ones I want. I agree. New comics, it's a lot of fun. And I've only seen Joe Ryan really as the only other person talking about it. I like the art and the style of it. It's really unique. And it's like a modern retelling of classic X-Men or something. It's really cool. How you doing, Katie?
Good. Tired though.
Why are you tired?
Because I woke up at 7 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, but that's your usual for school.
Because I have been at middle school all week.
Kate is now a middle schooler, and she has to talk like a robot.
That sucks.
This is definitely me.
I thought it said fluent in movies, quotes, and sarcasm.
No, fluent in movie quotes and sarcasm. So, Kate, what's your first book that you want to share? I'm going to get my socks on while I do that. Charlie, you want to brush your teeth real quick?
My first book is...
I know you don't want to. Could you please go brush your teeth real quick?
Bucky Cat's Big Book of Fun. This story is by Darby Conley, right?
Darby Conley, yep. Writer and artist.
Yeah, and he writes this story about a man named Rob and his 2 pets, Satchel the dog and Bucky the cat. And Bucky is like always getting into trouble. He made a hole in their apartment wall to try to get at the neighbor's ferret.
Yes. Yeah, I love Get Fuzzy. I think it's a lot of fun. I don't know how many people read Get Fuzzy. Jabroni, you are the first of the 4 horsemen to arrive today, but I think we're ahead of schedule. So, some people aren't as top of the morning ready as you. But thank you for coming by, brother. We're getting ready for soccer. Soccer Saturday, man. Today is a scrimmage game, first of the season for Charlie, and I got to do my ref work.
What did you say AYSO stood for?
All your Saturdays occupied.
Yeah.
That's what AYSO stands for. All your Saturdays occupied. Classic. Good comedy.
My second book is this series called Whatever After.
Mm-hmm.
Have you ever heard of it, Dada?
Yes, I have. My students read them.
Yeah, it's about this girl named Abby and her brother Jonah, who's like 7 or 8, I think. And they have a magic mirror in their basement. So if you knock on it once, it turns purple, and then if you knock on it again, it sizzles again. Pop-up says, I mean. So.
My dad's here. Hey-oh. Yep, I'm in uniform. You have not missed your portion. Charlie's up next with that, I'm sure. Sorry. So they have a magic mirror in their basement, and if you knock on it, what?
Once, it turns purple. Twice, it starts sizzling, and it's still purple. And 3 times, you go into a fairy tale, and you never know what fairy tale you're going into.
Ooh. And
they usually, mess it up. Like, in this one, her friend Robin goes in with them, and she's sleepwalking, and she crashes into the spindle.
So it's like Magic Treehouse, but with a fairy tale mirror instead.
Yeah.
Kind of a thing.
And they always mess up the fairy tales.
Yeah, it's fun to always take a fairy tale story that everybody knows and kind of twist it around a little bit.
Yeah, so in Beauty and the Beast, they try to make them fall in love, but it didn't work. So she fell in love with, she went back to, books and stuff, and he, fell in love with this, cheese lady.
A cheese lady?
Lady who makes cheese. And so he married her and stuff, and it was very different. It was cool.
That sounds funny.
Sounds wrong.
All right.
So Kate,
why don't you go brush your teeth, okay? And then we'll have your second. Oh, those are both your books. Kate's all done, so she'll be back here at the finale. Charlie has a special thing she wants to share real quick.
No, I'm doing this one first.
Oh, you want to do your comic first? Okay. Which comic is that?
My comic is Peter Porker, the Spectacular Spider-Ham.
Oh, that's one of the ones Dave sent you.
Yep.
Nice. That's from Mr. Miracle Comics, part of the AOK he sent last week.
Yeah, and I believe there was one really big story.
Of course you wanted the one with the animals in it, right? Yeah.
Okay. So it starts with Spider-Ham, and he's trying to catch these crime people.
Oh, he looks like Indiana Jones there.
I know.
Oh, look, they even did the Indiana Jones font. I know that Edwin knows what that is, but I'm sure Perry has no clue. But there he is in the Spectacular Spider-Ham, Peter Porker, in the Lost Temple of the Golden Retriever. That's funny.
It is. Okay. So
JP says good morning.
So the boss is a dog, pug, I think. Right there.
Okay, he looks like a bulldog, maybe?
Yeah, he looks like Moogle Bob, our Miss Chinese dog.
Your teacher's dog, uh-huh.
And then he tells the wolf to do his thing. And so he says, "Gotcha, boss." And he smashes part of the building. So a whole side of it is about to crash on these people. So he has to save it. And then right when he saves it, they run off. So he can't get them.
Okay.
And then it starts with this guy. And he's supposed to have a report. He had a reporter with him.
This guy?
Nope. This guy.
Because I do see that looks like J. Jonah Jameson.
It is.
Okay. But he's probably got a slightly different name. I'm not sure what the Peter Porker version of J. Jonah Jameson is.
Anyway, so they tell him and he says, "My partner is guarding this very special discovery we had." And they're like, "Oh, what's the discovery?" He's like, "I have to make an important call." And they're like, "Wow, he won't even tell us. We saved his life." And then he calls J. Jonah, whatever his name is. Yes, this is J. Jonah Jackal, fearless editor of the Daily Bugle, and just who
the Daily
is it?
It's the Daily Beagle now,
because
that's a dog, right? Daily
and
Beagle.
Just who,
Sorry, I put Ryan over Charlie.
And
just
Charlie's who is it I'm talking to? Huh? Snappy, but where's Winston? How come he didn't call? What do you mean he's back there guarding it? Guarding what? You don't mean, you mean you found it? You actually found it. And then one of the guys from the villains team is listening to it. So they tell the boss about it.
So they're like
both
spying
telling.
on him.
And then Peter Porker, he gives Peter Porker a hat.
Gotcha.
He says, "Go to the Amazon." And he's like, "But boss," and like the Amazon. Now hold on a second here. Just so happens I've got to pay a date tonight with someone I'm starting to be serious about. So I can just go.
I can't just go traipsing off.
And then they go, and so are the villains coming. The villains are coming too.
So this is where it gets a little Indiana Jonesy, like archaeology in the jungle.
Yeah.
That's cool.
And so, Dad, and then they meet these
Sorry.
people who have green skin, and they look like, and they're like Indians, but this way. And Kate.
Hello.
Keep going.
And they capture them, and they take them to the boss. So,
Their temple is amazing.
I know.
Fire hydrant.
It's a giant golden fire hydrant. That is hilarious.
That's why it's called the Retriever.
The giant golden fire hydrant that they're all worshiping. That is hilarious.
And then it gives it to the boss, and he unmasks himself, and it's Winston. And he says, "That's right, jerkface. It's me, your former lackey, Winston Caribou. The guy who had to browbeat you into finally sending me here. But maybe you did me a big favor by not sending me here right away. You see, during all those years I did research, I learned quite a bit about the native superstitions around here. Well, I even learned how to speak the local language. Thus, it was a snap for me to impress these childless animals with that they call my magic box. But what we know better as a tape recorder."
He's tricking them with technology.
Mm-hmm. And he's like,
Microphone's
gold,
right there.
oh mine, oh mine, oh mine. And then these people, the bad people, come and they capture him. And then what happens is they go in.
Ooh,
And look,
there's a giant golden
he
retriever.
steps on the paw, turns something into gold. And then when they go all the
This
way
is
up,
a giant golden retriever. It's literally made of gold with giant ruby eyes and stuff. That golden retriever.
Wow.
There he is. That's a crazy puppy.
and then they climb all the way up to the top, and they pull out one of the eyes.
One of the jewels, yeah.
And they drop it, and it shatters.
Uh-oh.
And the guy says, "Did you see that? That jewel, it was nothing but cut glass. What is this anyway?" And then the thing starts, and then it melts. Everything melts,
Uh-oh.
or it explodes. And it
The
says,
hydrant
"No,
explodes.
oh my wonderful gold, and it's all my fault."
Oh, man.
Now, sir, it wouldn't
You don't need to read it all. You just explain the
excite
story.
myself too much if I were you. After all, I curse the observation of that mammoth hydrant and its native worshippers has led me to an inevitable conclusion. There is a reason the natives had green skin. They got that way by coming into the contact with the temple, huh?
Oh.
Don't you see? The temple wasn't made of gold after all. It was composed of brass. Brass?
Dun dun.
Why? That lousy... And then he gets mad.
That's funny.
And then there's another
I
story.
haven't read one of these in a long time, so this is classic. What? Is that man thing? Little tiny man thing?
This is what happened.
Looks like man thing in a suit. Right there.
Yeah, because
Oops,
he...
sorry, right there.
There he comes.
Turned in. Read the story, Dada.
It's a yeah. I'm sure it's just in the story. I
And
just
what
think
if
it's
he
funny.
said, "Oh, nuclear waste"?
Yeah, he
Looks
bangs
like a
his
little
head
man
on the
thing.
nuclear waste thing.
Go paint, Jabroni. Have a good day, man. Stay I don't know, dry.
Bye.
don't know how that works. And everybody in Florida, I hope
not
you
done.
guys do all right with this horrible storm coming your way. So that was Charlie's Peter Porker, the Spectacular Spider-Ham, issue number 10.
And then Pop, if you are still here, this
Oh,
is your
he's
part.
there. Your grandfather's there, no question.
So yesterday, I got a really nice surprise from my dad and my family. I was supposed to go to my dad's work all day, and instead they tricked me, and my Pop and Grandma came and picked me up to get their new dog. So I got to go to the pet place, and
They rescue
they
golden
already picked-
retrievers,
they
and
already
so
picked one.
they had picked one, and they were going to pick
pick it up.
him up yesterday.
Yeah, and I got to see all the other dogs, and they named him Ollie. But the hard part is, or Oliver, and the hard part is his name before they got him was Buddy. So they can't say, "Hey, big buddy."
Well, they still can. I know that
but
sometimes they say that.
he has to get used to his name a little bit. And this is him.
Okay, let's see if I can get that.
Go ahead.
There you go. Yeah,
And then over here, this is Riley.
that's their other
Yeah.
dog, Riley, right?
And
This is me. It's
He's
Toddy.
He's a puppy, and they haven't had a puppy in 22 years.
Yeah, because they usually get them a little older. Most rescues are a little bit older, especially for Golden. Sorry, there's a light
And he's
there.
still getting used to the house and everything.
Yeah.
And he's a very, very crazy dog. He's still getting used to calm down. But I don't know if he calmed down last night. Did he, Pop?
Hopefully he was all right. His first official night in the house.
She probably calmed down.
And he barks at people, like people he doesn't know, and stuff like that.
He is a puppy. He's only, 9 months?
Yeah, but the funny thing
9 months
was
old?
when he first saw Riley, because they had to get used to each other.
Sure.
He started barking at her, but then he stopped because you have to yank and say quiet, and
Right.
then he'll stop. So when we were walking, we made him go in front and Riley go back. So Grandma was walking Riley, and Pop was walking Ollie. And the funny thing was Riley really wanted to catch up and know him, so she was like walking
She
and
was
trying
curious.
to drag Grandma to go. And she was going as fast as I've never seen her go that.
Yeah,
fast.
she's a pretty old dog. Riley's a lot older. They've had Riley for quite a
77.
while.
77 and 12.
So So Charlie's, that's always been the dog that Charlie called her doggy.
Wait, she's 12 or is she 11?
12.
She's 12, so that would make her 84.
Not 77. Yeah, 84.
So yeah, they've had Riley for a while. Charlie's favorite doggy ever,
Mm.
and they lost a dog about a year ago, who was a really beautiful therapy dog named Bogey, another rescue. And so they try to get a rescue dog every so often to replace the place in the
I
dog
also
that
found
they
out
had
Riley's
before.
name before that happened, and I found Bogey's name.
What was Riley's name?
Riley's
before?
name was Navi,
Navi.
Navi.
Okay.
and then his name was Nick.
Bogey's name was
His
Nick.
name was Nick. Yeah, sometimes when Papa told me, sometimes he'd say, "Nick, come here," and he'd come.
Huh.
Oh, yeah, I remember him saying that.
Drew Manchu says, "My girlfriend's Golden is 2 and still in puppy mode. They stay young at heart."
Yeah, they do. They definitely do.
Rescue dogs are the best. Hey, good morning, good afternoon, and good night to Bueller, Comics with Bueller. He's going to be joining me on my channel tomorrow
Oh.
for movie reviews.
He has two
Thank you for
rescue
doing
cats.
that, Mr. Bueller.
I didn't know that.
Charlie,
Mr. Miracle's rescuing cats. That's awesome.
Can you stand up? I want to go past you.
And I agree, rescue dogs are the best. Really, really awesome when people can do something special like that.
I made it.
What are you trying to do here?
Try to come in.
You're trying to join. Sorry. Wah, wah. So, I mean, that was a cool, fun, special day for Charlie yesterday. I don't know how I topped that. I should probably just not do my last book, but I'm just going to quickly say this was a great read this week. House of X, the new House of X3 was a great read, and I'm really looking forward to House of X4 next week to see how those two pieces fit together. So that was my other X-Men book for this week. Definitely an X-Men week. Loved a lot of that.
But is Pop Up still here?
I think he's still there. I don't see him in the chat, but he might just be busy with doggies.
Okay.
Good morning, Hoodat. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, Ollie.
Let's see. Brandon Stawinski was in here. Good to see you, buddy. Felix Maldonado.
Sup. Yes, he said it. Someone
I
said
agree,
it.
Drew Manchu. It's been a great read all the way through. Even though this one kind of like built to a big fight and then didn't give it to us, I was still completely entertained by it. So hopefully the next issue will continue the action of that. You look like a little dog down there.
Good puppy.
Felix says he has 2 rescued cats and 3 kittens. Holy cow. Well
My
done.
house. That's my new house.
That's your new house? That's what you want?
Well, when I was there were like people in there were 2 dogs in each cage. Mostly.
At the rescue
Yeah,
shelter
there
where
were
you guys
a lot
were?
of dogs. There's like one cage that had 5 dogs. They were all different types.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Hopefully
None of
the
them
cages
nipped.
were pretty big.
None of them nipped. They were really small dogs. And then there was a big one that had one eye shut like this because they got their eye pulled out because it was blind and it was blinding them, and it was really it was causing her a lot of pain. So, but when they did that, she has no pain anymore. She's a very happy dog.
Good.
She just one eye is covered.
Like an eye patch kind of thing?
No, it's just stitched down.
Oh, poor doggy.
But she loves her place because she's drooling all the time. She loves it there. Yeah, and I fell in love with the dogs.
You want to take them all home?
Yes, they started barking at
And you can take them.
They wanted to play. They were like,
me.
look,
They're jumping.
she's a
on
golden
the fence.
retriever too.
They were jumping on the fence,
Of
trying
course.
to get out.
Were they all young or were they a mix?
They were all young. Most of them were young. There are like a few cages with big dogs. But there was this one dog over that was alone in the cage because it seemed like it was a very shy dog, even when they were in a room and the girl was like, "You want a treat? Come on, I'm over here and I'll give you a treat." It wouldn't go even for a treat. Wouldn't go for that bait. Oh,
Robert, the comics G-Spot Galvin, I'm so glad he jumped in. I want to give him a shout out. I was supposed to be on his late show tonight. He always has great interview shows, but I had to do an auction this evening. I will be on the Big Lion Cat auction selling some books to get ready for Baltimore Comic Con and to pay for a new laptop.
You're getting a new laptop?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But thank you for coming by, Robert. I really appreciate it. He's commenting that the new Dark Crystal is on Netflix, so I definitely need to check that out. I really loved the original back in the day for sure.
Who dat? Go to Who Dat.
And he's a doggy guy as well.
Bro.
Pop-Up says, good report, Charlie. And then Who Dat says, personal question for the girls to help me with my daughter who was the age you girls were interested in. What was the age you were interested in sports? I was a big sports guy in school. So when did you start being interested in sports? I can answer for Kate. It's a little, but you can, if you want to add. I know we were trying to get Kate into soccer.
And she said no.
And she was not interested because I think it just was new and she didn't know anybody doing it and it seemed a little worrisome. So we didn't push it. And then in 4th grade, so she would have been, what is that, like 9 or 10? Her school started doing competitive inter-private school kind of sports events. So you'd play against another private school, things like that. Oops, now you're down there. I got to go down there. So she started doing volleyball and basketball through her school, and I think that was really, really valuable. And she really had fun, I think, doing both of those. Volleyball is the one that she likes the most. At the same time, Charlie had a lot of friends doing soccer.
But I think I started doing that when I was like in because K2 I liked playing soccer a lot in the ball court. Like we'd play that almost every single time, and so we started getting into 1st grade and 2nd grade because now we have people in that also like the ball court that hate playing soccer. So whenever we play, they're like, there's
So that's not really the
person.
question, though. The question is when. So I think for Charlie, we started doing soccer when she was in K2, and then 1st and 2nd, she's done soccer ever since. She's had mostly the same coach, a family friend who's a coach, and so she knows a lot of the girls on the team.
One of her friends.
But she got into it. She really likes the soccer. It's hard. So for her, it was a lot younger than with Kate, I'd say. So what we say, like end of kindergarten and then beginning of 4th grade.
But Charlie was all with all her friends, so don't judge me.
Yeah, no, I'm not. You didn't know any of the people on the soccer team, so it was hard. It's helpful when you have that, like a couple of friends that you can kind of like get that first in, because that social side is where a lot of the anxiety is, like the first time through, and then after that it's a breeze. So soccer is obviously a great one. AYS is a great one, but then there's summer swim classes and things like that. Lots of good stuff. Football, yeah.
Football.
Dad?
Yes.
I remember like me doing it, and then Kate wanted to start doing it.
Yeah, Kate got
Yeah,
interested when she
yeah.
could see it, right? And she had
Yeah.
friends who were playing soccer then, and so it got interesting. But I still think she's a volleyball girl mostly,
Through and through.
despite the fact that every time I say it, she's got a very straight face. Very serious. She's serious about volleyball. It's a big deal. Thinking of tennis and soccer. Yeah, I mean, they're just anything where they get a little bit of experience of hard work that pays off and how to play with a team and all those kind of things. It's just really
Yeah.
I did a lot of that when I was a kid. My dad, who's in the chat, coached my basketball teams, helped out with our soccer teams, coached my little league baseball teams. We did all that, my brothers and I, when we were little. And it's just good. Yeah, it's just good learning, good experiences. So yeah, this is Charlie's first big scrimmage of the year. And it's a good, I'm getting my referee refresher so I can kind of be ready for all the games and all the there's always rule changes.
Like,
this year there were several
Dad,
rule changes.
This scrimmage is like, it's not really us playing against another team. It's just us playing against ourselves, right?
No, you're playing against another team.
Yay!
There's another team. And it's a referee training game, so there'll be lots of referees learning how and watching and kind of, remembering the rules and understanding the new rule changes. So it should be a lot of fun. Next week, hopefully we'll be able to tell you in advance the schedule of the year. So we know for sure when Charlie's got an early game or a later game, and that'll affect the 8 o'clock start time. Because I know usually we're only starting our show right about now. So sorry for those of you that caught this on the rewind and wondering like, hey, what happened? But thank you for watching on the rewind. And it's very helpful. Today's the last day of my contest. You can drop a video. We are almost at 800. We're really close to 800. So it's amazing. I really appreciate it. The videos have been hilarious. There were several dropped the last few days that are a riot. You can check out the little playlist I've got here on my channel because just too many good people doing too many great videos. Absolutely hilarious.
And don't forget the channel stars are me and Kate.
Yes, everybody knows.
Yeah.
Look, your names are
Gosh.
first. I get the and John.
Yes. Yes.
It's
Daddy,
right there in bright red.
can we check how many subscribers we have?
I think it's at 781.
I definitely still want to see that.
Oh my gosh. We'll have to check later.
One.
We are going to head out, though. We got to get to that game. We're going to be ready to rock and roll. The rules for the
Wish me
contest,
luck.
you can watch the contest video. All you have to do, though, is just make a short video saying, these are 7 people that I like in the comic community, and here are 7 things I want to give them. Whatever you want to give them. Pop culture things, yeah. The Back to the Future car, Silver Surfers surfboard, the
Jean
island
Grey's
from
powers.
Lost, Jean Grey's powers, whatever.
The Avengers Tower.
The Avengers Tower. Sure.
That's
I wanna
cool.
be-
I
There's
want
no
that
end.
one.
It's very, very wide open.
I
Just
would
have
like
fun
that.
with it. That's all. There were some really, really hilarious ones. And again, you can watch the playlist and get an idea of what you could do. The possibilities are endless.
Wish me luck on my
Kate,
game.
Charlie, and the old guy. That's me. Boom. JP dropping hammers. All right, guys. Have a great day. I'll catch you all later on. If you're in Big Lion Cats auction, hopefully I'll have some good stuff for you.
Wish me luck.
Bye.
Peace. I didn't make it today.
It's still going, I think.
What?